Hey everybody, I'm Scott Richards and I am your current host of Train Talk, one of the hosts, and here we are on this magical train going through Pennsylvania, Oregon, and we're going to be talking to some very interesting people. So buckle up everybody on the train. Choo-choo. Hello miss, who are you?
I am Teresa Lowe. And we're supposed to make each other laugh right now?
Let's make each other laugh. All right, let's go.
Okay.
I heard a story of, did you hear about the penguin?
No, what's about the penguin?
The penguin had a tuxedo on and he had to return the tuxedo. And I don't know where else to go with that. It's your turn now.
Okay. Is the point that I'm not supposed to laugh, but I'm supposed to make you laugh?
I think we're both trying to crack each other up.
Oh, I see. Okay. And this is on camera? Or is this for practice?
This is just for us being awkward on camera.
Oh.
But we might edit this out if it doesn't work out. We'll see.
Okay. Because I was like, what would make someone laugh when you're like, you gotta laugh now?
Yeah.
Because now, oh, okay, got you too.
Damn
Okay,
it.
so I won. I won the game.
You sideswiped me.
I did it.
All right. So Teresa, thank you for joining me on the train.
Thank you for having me. The train is so beautiful.
What a
I love
view.
this view. Where are we at right now?
We are in Oregon, Pennsylvania.
Nice. A very unique place. A very real place.
Very real, very
real
magical.
place,
It's a
yes.
bear, look out.
Wow. Okay, cool.
So Teresa, I have to say, I learned comedy from you. You were my previous stand-up teacher.
I was. Did I teach you to be funny?
You tell me to be dirty.
Did I? I don't mean to. But you know what? I think I make everybody dirty. So
did a good
that's
job.
an accident. Yeah, that's my skill.
And I was thinking, since you taught me to be dirty and tell jokes, let's make a joke together.
Okay.
All right. What would be a good setup? How do we come up with ideas? What do you think?
Well, usually, at least the flapper's way, is that one true statement about yourself plus an attitude word and the reason for that attitude.
Okay. So let's play this game then. So a statement about myself is, let's say I'm a little overweight.
Okay.
And then what was the other part?
And then how do you feel about it? Do you think it's weird, embarrassing, hard, annoying?
I'd say annoying.
Okay, it's annoying. And why is it annoying?
It's annoying because I don't have the proper belts and sometimes my belts fluctuate.
Okay, so the setup would be, this is your setup. I'm
Yes,
just
please.
paraphrasing. I'm fat and it's annoying because I can't find any belts that fit me.
That's funny. I like
Okay,
that.
there you go.
Thank you.
But then now you have to have a punchline.
I am so fat and it's annoying to me because I can't find the right belts, and I wouldn't know what to hang myself with because it's a belt.
Okay, that's your
dark.
that's your punchline. You turned your fat joke into a suicide joke. But that works. It made me laugh. So
Oh,
there
thank
you
you.
go.
Oh, that was
great.
too much.
That was great.
But you wear many of hats. You do writing. You do production stuff.
Yes.
What have you recently done?
Right now I'm working on a vertical soap opera, so I do a lot of those. So it's like an app, and then what's kind of special about it is that it's made to watch on your phone.
Really?
And so each episode is like a snippet instead of like a 30-minute episode like in the past. So it's just a new media kind of thing.
That is so clever. I've never even heard about that.
Yeah, it's very big, basically on your phone. You got to download an app. There's actually different apps that do it too, but
Sure.
It's all about vertical storytelling. I kind of feel like that's the wave of the future.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Good.
so I'm doing that.
Awesome. And also, you were recently in a pageant. You recently.
I was, yes. I am Miss Torrance 2024.
Congratulations.
It's part of the Miss Universe, Miss Universe pageant system. So I did that. That was the first time I've ever done it. What happened is that previously the cutoff was when you're 28, but then they changed it this year to any woman who's over 18 can compete. And so
I like that.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna compete. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm a little older, and so I did it for the first time, and I thought to myself like, oh, I'm gonna go in there and just represent the older women.
Oh,
and,
cool. I love that.
But then another woman there was actually like 80, so everyone was like, hey, when they saw her, no one gave a crap about me. So I was like, oh, I actually got to really compete when I'm doing this. So I learned my lesson.
Good for her.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
How was her walking up and down like the area? Was she okay with that, or?
Every time she walked, she would get a standing O. Like,
Oh,
she
good for her.
could just come out doing whatever she wanted, and the crowd went wild. They loved her so much. And so I think all the women who were like in their 30s, 40s, they thought, oh, we're older women. And then they saw her and they're like, oh, we are not older women. So no one cares about us.
Good for her.
Yeah, but she did great.
And you're also a writer. You do so much stuff. You write for a magazine, I believe.
I write for Hustler magazine.
Oh,
I also write for a bunch of other stuff before that. But yeah, that's probably what I'm best known for. I've been doing that for about 9 years now.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I've been writing for a bunch of stuff. Before that, I was a book author. So I kind of just been writing for a very long time. That has always been my big passion.
How did you get on board Hustler? Did you just submit an article, and then it's like, hey, we like you, and therefore you're hired, or?
A little bit of that. So what happened is I was already doing journalism stuff, and then my friend, she found the Hustler job on Craigslist, and she did it first. But
cool.
she ended up not really liking it, so she referred me instead. And so I already had a bit of a background, and then I had a referral, and so that's how I got the job.
Do you ever have to interview weird people?
I wouldn't say
Or
they were
interesting
like,
people,
I
very
wouldn't
nice
say
people.
they were weird as a negative, but
Right.
they are alternative to the mainstream is what I would call them. So they're very alternative in every way. So I guess almost everyone I interview is alternative in some way. And I think if I say they're weird, it's in a loving way because everyone is weird.
Yeah.
Right. But probably in Hustler we're extra weird. So. But yeah, I've interviewed kind of everybody. I've interviewed I've interviewed porn stars, of course. I've interviewed like dominatrixes. I've interviewed regular people about their sex lives. I've just kind of interviewed whoever's willing to open up to me. And a lot of times when I interview people who are not actual porn performers, they tend to be anonymous, but they tend to open up because they know they can be anonymous.
Nice. That takes some like really good interviewing skills and just like connecting to the person to be able to get some dirt out of them.
Yeah, I think the thing is that people really want to share, but they need a kind of a safe space. And ironically, it's like a porn magazine gives them that safe space to kind of talk about whatever they want to. And I'm not going to judge them. I'm not going to publish their name. So they've been dying to share with somebody who's not a therapist, I think. So.
I am inspired. I'm going to start my own porn magazine.
You can. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
It's a lot of work. I've seen people try to just form their own companies, and it's a lot. I was going to say harder, but a lot difficult.
Zing.
Yeah, zing. But it's a lot more difficult than people think. So.
It's corporate America.
It is a little corporate. I mean, in actuality, you have to have a lot of money to start a company.
True.
In that way. So, but good luck to you.
Thank you. I might just like open a Subway or something like that.
That might be a little bit more safe. That might be a safer bet. But I don't want to crush anyone's dreams.
Thank you.
So,
Sweet.
yeah.
We're all combine the two. Let's get to your psychology. I want to get inside your head if you
Okay,
don't mind.
sure.
Okay, so just take off your head and then go into your brain.
Okay.
All
There
right.
you
So let's say this. You have an hour left to live.
go. Okay.
What do you do?
Okay. If I had an hour left to live, okay. In this scenario, where am I?
You are on this train.
Oh, okay. Here.
This isn't a threat.
You end up like that Olympic guy, and you're just like, shoot me. Okay. Let's see. So I'm on this train. I find out I only have an hour left to live. Is it like a zombie killed me or something, or I just
Multiple
you
zombies.
murdered me or something like that? You're like the poison's gonna kick in.
Yeah, I poisoned you and there's zombies outside.
Okay. So the whole world's gonna end in general.
Actually, it's just you.
Okay. No, it's
Just you,
I
yeah.
like-
Everybody
I like-
else is fine.
I'm like, no, it's just you. All of these threats are
This
only
is your
after
problem.
you. Okay. In that case, what would I do? Okay, so I was gonna say if I was at home, I would probably just hang out with my cat and watch
that's
TV
great.
and just die quietly. Yeah, but I probably would just call my sisters and just say goodbye. But yeah, I probably would just want to hang out with my cat. I'm one of the JD Vance's worst nightmares. I am a single cat lady, and that's what I would do if I'm about to die. I just want to hang out with my cat.
Would you take the cat with you?
And kill her?
Well, back in the days of the pharaohs, they would bury themselves with their pets.
No.
And I was wondering if you'd be interested.
No, I feel like my cat is very loved, that she would find
Oh.
a new home. She doesn't need me. She doesn't need me as much as I need her. So
Right.
that's pathetic. That sounds so terrible.
That's a good way to.
Well, now you've learned in my psychology. I have a cat.
Yeah.
I love her more than she loves me, so that tells you everything you know about me.
Okay, I got a few more questions to ask you. What do you think about like Hollywood and stuff like that? Do you like the scene here?
Hollywood really fascinates me because I moved to LA from Kansas, a really small town in Kansas, and my dream was to be a famous screenwriter. So I went to USC Film School. I got a master's degree. Before that, I was an intern at the Letterman Show.
Really?
And then after I graduated from USC, I worked in Hollywood for a little bit of time. And my experience was, I would say, mostly negative.
Right.
They just pay so little. If you're not really well connected and you're paid so little, it's a really hard industry to break into. And I think that's why I ended up going into journalism instead.
Sure.
So it's like I still got to become a writer, but I didn't end up the famous screenwriter that I intended to be. And then ironically, a few years ago, I started doing stand-up. And when I did stand-up, I was pretty good at it, and that got me attention. That eventually got me a manager, and then I eventually got a WGA TV writing job. And so it was like such a roundabout way of getting what I originally came out here to do. But yeah, I just really felt like Hollywood is tough, and I think that there's always new ways to express yourself. I don't necessarily have, what do you call it? I don't think it's a dying industry by any means, but I also think that there are alternative ways as an artist to express yourself that's outside of Hollywood.
Yeah, I feel like maybe back in the day there used to be like, people make it or they break it, but now there's like some weird side entrances we have to go to make up our own media and stuff like that. Like the soap opera you're telling me about, it seems like there's different ways.
Yeah, because the soap opera is on an app, and so I would say that's new media. I think like social media, there's a lot of comedians on there. Even for me, after I graduated from film school, and I started doing self-publishing on Amazon, and I made some bestsellers that way. And so I was just like, there's all these alternative ways besides Hollywood to get seen, I think. And so I think that's really important for artists to know.
Did you write erotica since you write for Hustler?
So I wrote different things, but yes, also erotica, but I also wrote a horror novel. Then I switched to erotica, and then after that I wrote probably after that erotica, I wrote another sexy thing, and then I also wrote a bunch of short stories that were not erotica. And so it's kind of a mix of genres that I self-published. The horror novel and the erotica did really well. So it's basically genre really did really well as an independent book author.
What's your favorite genre?
At the moment?
Yeah, yours personally, not for like the business, but just for your own entertainment.
For me, I love to read business books now.
Really?
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. I haven't written one by any means, but that's all I write now. Or not that's all I read now. Yeah, I love them.
It's interesting because like I'm a big fan of like history books. Like I just can't really do fiction anymore, and it's
I have that same issue. Since when I was really young, I loved to read. I really read like thousands of books. Like I just love to read. And then now I still read a lot, but it's all nonfiction. Like I think it's at this point where I'm like, I don't know if I want to know a fictional story anymore as much as I want to know how the real world works.
Same.
Yeah, so it's really important. Because I think the problem is I was too involved in fiction when I was younger. Like I lived in this bubble, I didn't know how things worked, and now I'm like, somebody teach me. I'm like, rich people, teach me how to be rich. I don't want to be an artist anymore, I want to be rich. That's my new thing. It's like, please make me rich.
I would love to read a rich person book from like some guy's super poor.
Oh, and see what he says?
He'd
probably complain and be like, hey, I need a better job. I feel like that's how you're going to be poor if you're just asking people to give you employment. Like a W-2 job is the quickest way to stay poor.
Sure. Yeah, I figured it'd be like reading the next door comments. It's just anger.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it'd probably be really funny, but yeah, not helpful.
Funny in the saddest way.
Yes, exactly. That's all comedy, right?
So since you're very well read and you like to read and write, do you hate it when people misspell there, and there?
You know, it's funny. I used to hate it, and I think at this point I've gotten so used to people butchering the English language that I'm used to it. Like, for instance, like people can't do should have, they put should of now. And that's so common that you're just like, okay, the English language is changing so much that I think it's actually acceptable to say should of instead of should have.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think it's actually proper, but it's socially acceptable.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I like that. Let's see here. Do you let's play a game. You want to play a game?
Sure. Let's play a game.
I want to play a little word association. So I'm going to tell you two words and you pick your favorite one. Or what works for you?
Okay, my favorite word of the two. Okay.
Okay. David Bowie or Madonna? Who do you prefer?
Madonna.
Okay. Cats or food?
Cats.
Would you like Cher or Whitney Houston?
Cher.
Marijuana or alcohol?
Alcohol.
Alcohol or heroin?
Alcohol.
Heroin or tacos?
Tacos.
Mother or father?
Mother.
Mother that makes tacos or mother that does not make tacos?
Mother that makes tacos.
Father on heroin or mother that makes tacos?
Mother that makes tacos.
Good point. Good. That was the best. Good job. Do you like cheese or broccoli?
Cheese.
Would you eat broccoli cheese or would you rather eat ketchup soup?
Oh, broccoli cheese.
Would you eat ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Would you eat the best ketchup or haunted mustard?
Haunted mustard. See what that is.
Do you like ghosts or werewolves?
Ghosts.
Would you rather be intimate with a vampire or a ghost?
Ooh, ghost.
Would you be intimate with a fat ghost or a sexy vampire?
Oh, fat ghost.
Okay.
Vampires scare me.
No, I like well, the teen ones.
Oh, I don't want to be bitten or stabbed or anything like that.
No.
Ghosts just pass through you.
They're very nice. They come and go.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather go to New York or Kansas?
Oh, New York.
Florida or Iowa?
Iowa.
Really?
Yeah. I do like the Midwest. Even with the New York, Kansas one, I actually was debating it, but I just said the fastest word that came out.
Okay. Do you prefer being on a train or being on an airplane?
Train.
Good answer. Good answer. That was a test.
Yes.
Do you prefer skydiving or bungee jumping?
Ooh, skydiving.
Would you attack a zombie with a bungee cord or a taco?
Maybe the bungee cord.
The taco has nails in it, by the way.
Oh, I lost then. I lost the game.
That's okay. Would you prefer a nightlight or evil moon?
Nightlife or evil moon? Evil moon.
Okay. Would you prefer shrimp tacos or tacos that have the shell of a shrimp?
Oh, I want the real shrimp, so shrimp taco.
Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah.
I got more questions for you. Let's see.
Okay,
So what inspires you? What inspires Teresa?
Let's see. I feel like, okay, so when I was younger, I grew up in Kansas, and I was one of the only few Asian people. So I kind of had a hard environment growing up, and then also my dad's kind of a hater. And so I think for me, I've always wanted to persevere to like show my haters like I can do better. And then ironically, I don't really have to deal with the haters, but for some reason that psychological desire to just prove them wrong has never gone away, even though I don't interact with the hate anymore.
I kind of love that that's your gasoline in the
It's
tank.
revenge, yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like part of the reason I came out to Hollywood is just to prove myself better. It's a little bit of a revenge.
Yourself.
And also help myself as well. But
right? Like if you were too happy, you might not have been a comedian.
That's true.
Yeah.
A little anger goes, helps.
Yeah, it really fuels you. Sometimes you need someone to say you suck to make you better.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's how it inspires me.
Oh, and you do film directing too, don't you?
I do. I'm actually working on a film right now, but I'm using AI. I don't know if that's a secret thing to do, but I'm just kind of loving the AI. I think it's so cool. So I wrote this book years ago, and it was a children's book, and it was kind of based loosely on my life of just being kind of lonely and things like that.
Sure.
And so I put the animation or the drawings in the AI, and the AI just animated it for me. It was so cool. I was just like, wow, I can make a movie just using AI. This is so cool. And so terrible, I guess, for artists, but also great for me. So that's what's important.
Yeah, I like the early days of AI where it's like you're seeing a picture, but it's like they have an extra finger or something is off.
It was
kind of terrifying.
It was terrifying how good it was. But I feel like I was like not being evil because I wasn't using a human in the AI. I was using my own drawings. But I do feel bad for animators seeing this technology. It was so good. Yeah.
Very cool.
I was like, very cool, destroying humanity.
Oh, and being a comedian, what do you think about the open mic scene?
The open mic scene. Okay, so for me personally, I've enjoyed it. So I've really liked the Los Angeles open mic scene.
Same here too. It's such a like
Yeah.
nice community.
It's a
fun.
nice community. I think the difference is that LA is so big that if you don't like it, there's other places to go. And so it's not like it's 100% positive, but it's a big enough that you can make it positive. So I've actually really had a great time.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been nothing but positive for me.
Yeah. And I made that documentary, Breaking the Fourth Wall, about the open mic scene. And so,
Because
yeah.
the Fourth Wall, that's a comedy club.
It's a comedy club in LA, and that's kind of where I got my start. Like, I got my start through Flappers University, but then the first open mics that I started going to were through the Fourth Wall. And so, like, it kind of nurtured me, and so that kind of led me to my journey.
Oh, very cool. Because I went to Flappers University and you nurtured
Yes.
me.
Have you been to the Fourth Wall?
I have not.
Okay,
I'm
that's
the
next.
only
That's next for
comic
you.
that has not.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That's funny. It's okay. You're staying at Flappers, and Flappers is great. I
It
like
is.
it a lot, yeah.
Let's see here. What would your ultimate gift to humanity be?
My ultimate gift to humanity, let me think about this. I think the lasting legacy that I would leave, maybe as an artist, is just to tell people, just be yourself. And it goes back to, I guess, even that hustler question, is that, do you interview weird people? It's like, yes, I think most people are weird. And I think that maybe my legacy is like, it's okay to be weird. Like, be yourself as long as you're not hurting other people. And I think that's the message that I want to leave.
I love that.
Yeah, be weird.
Teresa, I got a very, very serious question for you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're on a boat, and all of a sudden you see somebody on the side, some shady individual, putting a hole in the boat with a mallet, with unplugging things. Do you tell anybody, or do you just keep walking?
Oh, if it was safe enough for me to actually confront the person and push them out of the way and try to fix it myself, because I want to save myself on the boat as well. Like, if it's a small boat and there's like a big hole, yeah, I'd want to like save myself. So I would not just let it go. I would fight to make it safe again. And probably confront them myself, because I am a confrontational person, surprisingly.
Let's say you were not going to be riding on the boat, but somebody you really hate is on the boat. Do you let the boat go?
Oh, that's an interesting story. Okay, so because I am motivated by revenge.
Exactly.
So, so I'm not on the boat. None of my loved ones are on the boat.
It's just people you don't like.
Just people I don't like. Of course, I'd let them to just drown.
High five. Teresa, aliens. Do you believe in aliens?
I do believe in aliens.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm kind of obsessed with how recently they've just released that aliens exist and nobody cares. And I think it's also very funny that in Nevada they're very pro aliens. Like, they really embrace like gambling, drinking, and aliens. I find that to be really funny that that's their thing. Like, even when I went to Albuquerque recently, they really embraced Breaking Bad, and it was about meth. And so to me, I was like, you know what? It must exist, the aliens in Nevada. They seem really into it. So I'm into it, and I believe in them. Yeah.
Okay. And another question for you is, say, the new generation of people out there,
Okay.
if they want to be a writer, if they want to be a stand-up, if they want to be anything in the creativities field, do you have any advice for them? What would you tell them to do?
I would tell everybody that for your own art, make things that you want to do, be as authentic as possible. And then I would say that if they actually want to make money from their art, they actually could probably make more money independently than they would trying to like get someone to notice them. And maybe if they make money independently, then maybe a big studio will notice them then. I think a lot of people's mistake is that they try to, before they're ready, try to jump and get someone to notice them, not realizing that this is a business. Like, I remember as a writer, people would ask me to like set them up with managers and agents and whatnot, and I'm like, well, what have you written? And they're like, well, I haven't done anything yet. And it's like, well, you want to jump to the money part, but you don't even have the skill.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big waste. And so I would always say work on your craft first, and if you're not serious enough about that, then you'll never make money from it.
And I also feel like if you're not actually starting, then do you really want to do it?
I think they are very attracted to what they think is money and glamour, not knowing that that really doesn't happen for years and years. And if you really want money and glamour, why don't you go and get a high-paying job? Like, a doctor that saves lives is making like 6 figures, and everyone in town knows who they are. You'll probably feel better than being a starving artist for 20 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Teresa, thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to promote, anything you want to plug? Where can we find you?
So I am on Instagram at the Teresa Lowe.
The Teresa Lowe.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I have a documentary on Tubi called Breaking the Fourth Wall, if anyone wants to watch that.
Very cool. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Teresa, for
having me.
being here. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for joining Train Talk.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Choo choo.